Japan's history is a remarkable journey of transformation. It begins in the prehistoric Jōmon period, where hunter-gatherers crafted unique cord-marked pottery. Around 300 BCE, the Yayoi period introduced wet rice farming and metalworking, laying the foundation for settled society. The Kofun period followed, marked by the emergence of powerful clan leaders and the construction of massive burial mounds. This era saw the Yamato clan rise to dominance, forming the early Japanese state. During the Asuka Nara periods, Buddhism was introduced and became a state religion alongside Shinto. The Taika reforms centralized power, and Nara became the first permanent capital, where Japan's earliest histories were compiled. The capital then moved to Heian, modern-day Kyoto, marking a golden age of court culture. This was the era of refined aesthetics, exquisite poetry, and literary masterpieces like the Tale of Genji. As central authority declined, powerful landholding families rose, and the samurai emerged as an influential warrior class. In 1185, Japan entered a new era as Minamoto no Yoritomo established the Kamakura shogunate, the nation's first military government. Real power shifted from the imperial court nobles to the samurai warrior class. This new order faced its greatest challenge in the late 13th century, when the Mongol Empire launched massive invasions. Twice, the invaders were repelled by devastating typhoons that the Japanese called kamikaze or divine winds. The subsequent Muromachi period saw the Ashikaga shoguns ruling from Kyoto, but their authority was often weak. The devastating Onin War in the mid-15th century fragmented power further, plunging the nation into the Sengoku period, a century of near-constant civil war among regional daimyo. This era of chaos also saw the arrival of Europeans, who introduced firearms and Christianity to Japan. Amidst the turmoil, three great unifiers emerged: Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and finally Tokugawa Ieyasu. Unification finally came under Tokugawa Ieyasu, who established the Edo period, an era of peace, stability, and isolation. This began about 250 years of peace and stability under the Sakoku policy, which almost completely isolated Japan from the outside world. Under the Tokugawa shoguns, a rigid caste system was enforced, placing samurai at the top. Despite this, urban culture flourished in cities like Edo and Osaka. This was the golden age of kabuki theater, vibrant ukiyo-e woodblock prints, and the refined art of haiku poetry, creating a unique and self-contained world that lasted until the mid-19th century. The arrival of Commodore Perry's black ships in 1853 triggered the Meiji Restoration. Foreign influences have profoundly shaped Japan's religion, technology, and governance, from early contacts with China and Korea to the arrival of Europeans and the forced reopening. The Meiji Restoration in 1868 marked the end of the shogunate and the restoration of the emperor. Japan embarked on a path of rapid modernization and industrialization, adopting Western technologies and building a modern military. Feudal domains were replaced with prefectures, signaling a complete overhaul of the nation's structure. The Taishu era followed, characterized by growing political participation and liberal movements. Industrial growth continued, and Japan's influence in Asia increased. However, the 1930s saw the rise of militarism during the Showa era, leading to expansion into China and the Pacific, and eventually Japan's entry into World War II. The war ended in 1945, following the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. During the subsequent U.S.-led occupation, Japan underwent demilitarization and democratization. The 1947 Constitution established a parliamentary democracy, with the emperor becoming a symbolic figure and the nation renouncing war. And the tragedy of World War II, after which the nation rebuilt itself as a democracy focused on peace. From the 1950s to the 1970s, Japan experienced a high-growth era, focusing on technology and exports like automobiles and electronics. This economic boom dramatically raised the standard of living. However, the asset price bubble of the 1980s burst in the early 90s, leading to decades of slow growth and financial stagnation. In the 21st century, Japan remains a leading global economy and technological innovator. As of 2026, Japan stands as a global leader in technology and diplomacy. While facing challenges like an aging population and low birth rate, it continues to play an active role in global diplomacy, trade, and culture, blending its rich history with a forward-looking vision.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.